Assalamualaikum, dear students. Chapter Aliphatic Hydrocarbons FSC Part 2. I have detailed discussion on the chapter number 8 Part 1. Now I am going to discuss the chapter number 8 Part 2. Here is the part of nomenclature of alkene. I have discussed about the nomenclature of alkane in detail. Now I am going to discuss the nomenclature of alkene and alkyne. I have told you detailed points about the nomenclature. Number one, now I am going to discuss one by one. Then I will give you example. First, for example, select the longest chain. Here's something different from the alkane. Here we have to give preference to the double bond or triple bond. So select the longest continuous chain that contains the carbon double bond carbon as the parent chain. I have told you three things are there: parent chain, suffix, and the prefix. Suffix is your functional group. Here's functional group is double bond, and parent chain is the longest carbon chain, and suffix is the number of the alkyl groups. So number one point is select the longest continuous chain that contains a carbon double bond carbon, which is preferably discussed the functional group. Change the ending of the name. Second is the first select the longest carbon chain. Second is the suffix is here. Functional group, that is ANE, change to ENE. Number third, prefix where number of alkyl groups are present. So ending of the name of alkene of identical length from ANE to ENE. Now second step is that what will you do? Number the chain so to include both the carbon atoms of the double bond. Numbering should be always started from the carbon double bond, and first thing is very important, gives the lowest number to the carbon double bond carbon. Number 3, locate the double bond by using the number 1, 2, 3 double bond as prefix. For example, if there is 4 carbon atoms, you will write here 1 butene. 1 should be mentioned here because you are going to give the lowest number. Here's double bond may be present in the center, so you will give the 2 butene. But here if it is present on the 1, then you give the number 1 butene. Number 4 point, indicate the location of alkyl groups. For example, 2, 3, 4, 5. The mechanism are the same, nomenclature is the same as we have discussed in detail in the chapter alkene. If the 2 and 3 and more number of the alkyl groups are present, so what will you do? You will give the name tri and di, tri, methyl. These are used. Okay, just like I have already told you about the hyphen and the commas. If there are number 2, 5, 3, 5 and so on. This was discussed in the last lectures. So if the parent chain contains more than one double bond, what will you do? This is the most important in the case of alkene. If there is 2, for example, there is 2 double bond. One is in the start of the carbon and the second is in the end of the carbon. For example, 4 carbon atoms are there. So how do you write? 1, 3, buta. Buta means 4 carbon is there. 1, 3, buta, diene. Di used for the 2 double bond. So these are the 4 points. Number 1, I have told you the parent atom is the number of carbon atoms. Functional group is the ane is changed into the ene, and the prefix is the number of substituents. Number 1 point, select the longest carbon chains, and preference should be given to the carbon double bond carbon. Second is give the lowest number to that carbon which contains the double bond or triple bond. Number 3, now start calculating the number of the substituents or the number of the alkyl ethyl group alphabetically on all these points. Number 4, indicate the location and number of the alkyl groups, and last point is if there is more than 2 double bonds are present, how do you write? This is the end of this nomenclature of alkene. Look at this picture. Here I have given you a example. Number 1, step 1. For example, here is the how do you start? Look at this picture. Here is an example. 6 carbon is there. From where you start? If I have to start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first thing is selected. If I'm longest carbon chain, that is started. Now that is the 6 carbon atoms are there. If I have to start from this 1, 2, 3, lowest carbon is the 2, double bond carbon is 2 and 3. If I have to start from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4. So carbon should be given 1, 4, 5. So I will always start from the number 1, 2, 3, Here is numbering, starts from this side. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 6 carbon is the longest chain, that is called as the hexene, and you have selected this side because the numbering double bond should be preferred here with the lowest number, that is 1 2 3. So step 2 here, number the carbon chain to give the double bond the lowest number and apply all other rules of the nomenclature that was discussed in the chapter in the nomenclature of alkane. Look at this picture, 1 2 3 4 5 and all this. Now you have to write and calculate the number of the substituents alkyl group, how many alkyl groups are present here, count it according to the rule alphabetically, and here is just methyl, so you can write here 2 3 5, 3 methyls are there, trimethyl, 2 hexene. These are all about the nomenclature of alkene. Next is the another example is here. Here you have to write down 2 ethyl, 1 heptene. The methods are the same. Select the longest carbon chain. Second, give the lowest number to the double bond. Number 3, calculate and the number of the substituents. Arrange the substituents according to the alphabetical order, and the end there is written name 2 ethyl, 1 heptene. If you will go to practice of this nomenclature of alkene and alkyl, then it will become easy for you to do the next your homework. This is all about the nomenclature of alkene. Next is the nomenclature of alkyne. Nomenclature of alkyne, following points and the following steps should be followed in writing the name of the alkyne. What are these points? Number 1, the same is that number 1, the longest carbon chain, the preference should be given to triple bond. Number 2, the position of triple bond is shown by numbering, so that you have to give the lowest number. Lowest number is assigned to the triple bond. Number 3, if the hydrocarbons contains more than one triple bond, how do you write it? It can write here 1,5-hexadiene. Here is in the case of nomenclature of alkene, ene. Here in the case of alkyne, there is change yne. So this is the functional group. So suffix and the functional group. If there is more than 2 functional groups are present, 2 double bonds or 2 triple bonds are present, you can write here 1,5-hexadiene. If both the triple bonds and double bonds, one condition is that if the double bond and triple bonds are present in the compound, then ending "ene" is given to the root, and you can write here as such. Here is 3-pentene, 1-ene. Double preference should be given to the double bond, and the number of the substituents and their alphabetically ordered, their name is going to be same as we have discussed in the nomenclature of alkane. Next is the topic here. Basically, today's my lecture's topic is the alkane. Alkane, how do you prepare this alkane, and what are the physical properties of the alkane, what are the chemical properties of the alkane. First of all, you know what is the alkane. It is the organic compound. It is the hydrocarbon containing the carbon and hydrogen, and hydrocarbon is divided in 2 parts. One part is saturated, other part is unsaturated, and the saturated part is the alkane. Here carbon single. What is the alkane? Carbon single bond. 2 carbons are bonded to each other. How they are bonded to each other? By sigma bonds, and they are tightly bonded to each other. Basically, how do you prepare? First example of preparation is there from the unsaturated hydrocarbons. Unsaturation means double bond or triple, any hydrocarbon containing the double bond and triple bond. Unsaturated hydrocarbons, you can convert it into the alkanes and into the single bond by the catalytic hydrogenation. Hydrogenation means addition of the hydrogen. If you look at the alkene, look at this hydrogenation. Basically, if you look at this, this is the unsaturated alkene, that is called as the ethene. Here is 2 hydrogen are here, there is a double bond, right? Now if you have to add, carbon shows the 4 valency, 4 number of electrons are present. The simplest example of alkane is, you know, methane, CH4. C contains the 4 hydrogen, and C in outermost shell has the 4 number of 4 electrons, and its valency is 4, which is satisfied by the hydrogen. So by the hydrogen. Here is the alkene, here is the double bond is present. 2 hydrogen should take place in this ethene. Hydrogenation is basically what? As the addition of hydrogen. How do you add the hydrogen in the alkene and alkyne? By using the catalyst, palladium, platinum, but here in Raney nickel, that is very active, and when you have to apply the ethene and hydrogen in the presence of nickel, palladium, platinum, so hydrogen is easily here. Look at this here, 2 hydrogen, one hydrogen is this, one hydrogen is this, that will become the CH3 ethane. Ethene is going to be changed into the ethane. This is the very easiest method of preparation of the alkane. From the unsaturated hydrocarbons, double bond, you can use also the triple bond. Ethyne you can also use. First of all, ethyne will become the ethene by the addition of the hydrogen, because it contains the triple bonds. Then you have to use the ethene with the addition of the hydrogen, and alkane is formed, ethane is formed. Second is the preparation. One is the from unsaturated hydrocarbons. Second is also from the alkyl halides. What is the alkyl halides? Alkyl, I have already told you. What is the alkyl? Alkyl minus hydrogen. If you have the CH4 minus hydrogen, that will become the CH3. In my last lecture, I have detailed discussed about the alkyl. Basically, it is what? CH4, alkyl halides. Alkyl halides on reduction with zinc and dilute hydrochloric acid. Zinc in the acidic condition give you alkane. What is there is the CH3Cl, that is called as the chloromethane. This is the alkyl halide in the presence of the zinc, and in the acidic condition you can easily make this here. CH3 addition of hydrogen, one hydrogen, it will become the methane CH4, and hydrogen attached towards the Cl, and that will become the ACl, that is called as a methane. You can also prepare the ethane with the same method. What is the mechanism behind this? From the alkyl halides, very simple. Here is the zinc. Zinc, why it is called as the alkyl halide on reduction? What is the oxidation? Oxidation means loss of electron, and reduction means addition of electron. Here zinc forms the zinc is going to be oxidation and release 2 electrons. And as the 2 electron is released, zinc undergo the oxidation, and CH3 receive this electron, that is called as the addition of electron, and that will become the CH3 with the 1 more electron negative. It follows the hydrogen, it attracts the hydrogen as soon as possible and become the CH4 and zinc, and that will become the ACl. So this is the oxidation and the reduction. Zinc undergo the oxidation, and the methyl chloride on reduction give rise to the preparation of alkane, methane, and the ethane. This is also very simple. Second, next one is the Wolff's reaction. That is very famous reaction. Alkyl halides. Look at this. Alkyl halides with sodium metal, and 2 molecules of the alkyl halides in the presence of dry ether give rise to the ethane. Something is very important. Some points should be cleared here. If you have to use the aqueous, not use, why do you use the dry ether? If you are going to use the aqueous, then Na become inactive by the reaction of the Na with the water, and it will become the sodium hydroxide, it will become the inactive. So you are using the dry. This is very important. Wolff's reaction is very important because this reaction is used for the preparation of higher alkanes containing the even number. It means there are 2 types of the alkanes, symmetrical and the unsymmetrical. For example, just like ethane is the symmetrical, and propane is the unsymmetrical, butane is the symmetrical. So symmetrical, you can write the symmetrical even number, and unsymmetrical containing the number of carbon atom odd number. So it's the best way to prepare the higher alkanes by using the symmetrical alkanes, just like a symmetrical alkyl halides, for example CH3Br, BrCH3. That is very easily 2NaBr, and alkane is easily prepared. But some points are important. Number one, dry ether should be used, not give the aqueous atmosphere, otherwise sodium metal become inactive. Number second, even number of the means ethyl bromide, sorry, in other means you can say symmetrical alkyl halides can be made from this, and byproducts are also formed in this reaction. So Wurtz reaction is the best for the preparation of the alkane. Next, decarboxylation reaction. Decarboxylation, D means removal, carboxylation, removal or elimination of carbon dioxide from the carboxylic acid. Decarboxylation. Here is the CH3COOH acetic acid. When with react with the sodium hydroxide, it forms the sodium ethionate, or in other words, sodium salt of carboxylic acid. This is called as the sodium salt of carboxylic acid. When it is reacted with the sodium hydroxide, caustic soda, in the presence of the calcium oxide, soda lime, sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide soaking to each other and then dried, then it will become the soda lime. So in the presence of this, what happened? Removal of carbon dioxide. Here this side, CO2. If you look at this picture, CH3, COO negative and A positive. So this is the sodium salt of acetic acid. So easily that NaOH easily remove the NaTO3 and CH4 becomes the CH3 becomes the CH4 by taking the hydrogen. This is another method. This is called the Cobb's electrolytic methods. This is very important. I have already told you. This method is used for the reduction of carbon dioxide. For example, you can say you are using the electrolytic cell here. Electrolytic cell is what? It is the cell, sodium salt of carboxylic acid in aqueous medium. You have to put it in the cell. In the cell, two electrodes are present, cathode negatively charged and anode positively charged. How it works? There is now look at this picture. First of all, you are going to take the sodium acetate, that is called as the sodium salt of carboxylic acid, in the water. And how, when you have to put it sodium acetate in the water and electricity is passed, electrolysis takes place, current is passed, what will happen? When you look at this picture, now go to the next one. Here it will be elaborated. Look at this reaction mechanism. For example, first step is when you have to put this sodium salt of carboxylic acid in the cell, it will be ionized into the acetate ion and the sodium metal. Next is when they are ionized, what happened? Then when they are ionized, there are two electrodes, opposite ion. One is called as the cation, acetate ion is anion and sodium metal ion is called as the cation. Now two electrodes are present, one is anode, other is the cathode. What happened? The sodium metal, which carries the positive charge, moves towards the cathode, and the acetate ion moves towards the anode. And at the anode, what happened? Look at this picture. Acetate ion, two molecules of acetate ion are here, two electrons are removed, and the acetate free radical is formed. Here carbon dioxide methyl free radical is formed and carbon dioxide is removed from this, and methyl one free radical attached and bonded to other methyl radical and become the ethane. Here I have already told you at the cathode water is also present, because this acetate solution is in the form of the solution. It removes the two water molecules, removes the hydroxyl ion and hydrogen ion, and two hydrogen ion become attached to each other, two hydrogen free radical. So here is the, you can say two hydrogen ion becomes the hydrogen, and hydroxyl ion with the sodium metal forms the sodium hydroxide. So you can say at the anode, removal of electron takes place, two electrons are removed, two electron is removed, oxidation takes place. Here at the cathode, gain of electron, water gain of two electrons, and here is the reduction takes place. And after the oxidation reduction, at the end of the reaction, you can get the carbon dioxide, hydrogen, sodium hydroxide, and all other. Now the reaction of alkane. First of all, before telling how many reactions are there in the alkane, I am going to tell you what is the alkane. Alkane is the carbon single bond. There is present sigma bond. So these two are tightly bound. To break this bond, A lot of energy is required. So these are called the inert. Alkane is also called as the paraffin. Paraffin is less reactive, shows the less reaction. Why this shows the reaction? If you look at the picture of structure of the carbon, CH4, the carbon has the 4 electron in our outermost shell, and its valency is satisfied with the hydrogen. There is no chance, there is no site, there is no free electrons to react further. So this is called as the less reactive compounds. But how many reactions are present? They are showing the substitution reaction. How they substitute? There is a carbon hydrogen bonds. If you look at this carbon hydrogen bond, then hydrogen is substituted by any other. So these substitution is called as the that's why the reaction in which atom or group of the atom is replaced. Here hydrogen is replaced by any other group of the atoms. So this is called as a substitution reaction. First substitution reaction is halogenation. If the carbon hydrogen bond and hydrogen is replaced by the fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, then that is called as the halogenation. Substitution of hydrogen by the halogen group. What are the basically mechanism behind the halogenation? This is a very important in the case of the alkane. This mechanism is shown in the presence of the sunlight. H has shown that that is the sunlight. CH4 plus Cl3. Halogenation, addition of the chloride, substitution of the chloride by the hydrogen is called as the halogenation. Here, look at this picture. CH4Cl2 in the presence of the sunlight, CH3Cl. This is the successive removal of the hydrogen and addition of the chloride. And this, look at this, CH4 plus Cl2, CH3Cl, CH3Cl2, ethyl chloride, and then further Cl2 chloride, number of chlorine is getting higher, successively higher. At the end, here is the trichloromethane. At the end, carbon tetrachloride is formed by the successive reaction of the ethane group with the chloride, and this reaction basically performs the 3 steps. Here is 3-step mechanism, performs the 3 steps: initiation steps, propagation step, and the termination step. What is the initiation step? Initiation step, the reaction to start. This reaction is basically started or initiated by the homolytic fission of the chlorine molecule. Here is the Cl-Cl bond is the weaker bond, so that so what happened? It is easy to break in the presence of the sunlight. This is called the homolytic fission. The fission here, chlorine to chlorine is formed. That is called, that contains carries one electron, and that is very reactive, and that is called as a chlorine free radical. This is the first step. This is the initiation, starting group or initiation step, which form the 2 free radical mechanism. Next is propagation step. Propagation means to prolong, to move further, to propagate further. Now this free radical of chlorine is very reactive. It immediately attacks the CH4 group and other radical and other free radical of CH3. Cl is very reactive. It reacts with the hydrogen. It attracts the hydrogen as soon as possible and forms the HCl, and resultant CH3 with 1 electron, that is called as the free radical is formed. That is the free radical. This methyl radical again reacts with the chlorine molecule Cl. It means this attacks the second molecule of chlorine and forms the, because this is the free radical, it attacks with the chlorine, breaks this bond between the chlorine. This is a weaker, and CH3Cl is formed. CH3, another molecule of the chlorine, free radical is formed. So this is very important. Propagation step. Here 1 chlorine, how many number of the chlorine atom is present in the mixture? So they are propagate, and so many reactions are carried out in the term of the propagation. For example, first chlorine is initiated, formed the methyl radical. And methyl radical forms another, breaks another chlorine molecule and forms another free radical mechanism. So it go on, and it successively go on, and so many reactions are carried out in the propagation step. This is the termination step. Termination step, this stops the reaction and stops the reaction. Further reaction, for example, if there is present a chlorine, 3 types of the reactants are present. 3 types of the free radical reactant is present. For example, chlorine free radical, methyl free radical, For example, if two chlorine radical is present, they maybe make the Cl2. If CH3 free radical is formed, it reacts with another molecule to form the CH3Cl and also form the CH3CH. So two radicals are formed, CH3Cl and CH3. So CH3 is the one of the product formed, but free radicals are not consumed here when the chain is terminated. So these are the three reactions in the presence of sunlight: proceed and propagate step by step with initiation, propagation, and termination is from geoside. So this is the halogenation and substitution of the hydrogen, hydrogen from the alkane by the halogen. Another important reaction, that is very important reaction of combustion reaction. Combustion means to burn in the presence of the oxygen. You know, everyone know with the first group is the CH4. CH4 is a methane gas which are daily used in our houses for the for cooking and many other purposes. So what is their mechanism behind this? For example, CH4 in the presence of, if there is a complete provision of oxygen, then what happened? It forms the carbon dioxide and water, and so many heat is released. Large amount of heat is evolved, which are used for cooking and any other purposes. So combustion is basically a reaction of CH4 methane gas with oxygen to form the carbon dioxide and the water, and result. This is the basically exothermic reaction. Now next is the exothermic reaction. Next point is oxidation. Oxidation is of two types. One of oxidation is incomplete oxidation in a limited supply of oxygen. In limited supply of, you can say, in the limited supply of oxygen, if you react the CH4 with a limited supply of oxygen, that what happened? Carbon monoxide formed, carbon dioxide, carbon black is formed. If you have to provide a limited supply of the oxygen, not the carbon dioxide is not formed, but the carbon monoxide is formed with a black carbon. So this is the carbon black, you can say, this is formed. But if you have to provide the catalytic, another point is called as the catalytic oxidation. If you have to react your mixture of methane and oxygen in the molar ratio, in the presence of the heat, in the presence of atmospheric pressure and the catalyst, the resultant, so many result formation of useful products. For example, look at this picture. If you have a methane reacts with oxygen in the presence of copper, particular temperature is here, atmospheric pressure, then this is called as a controlled oxidation, which results the formation of methyl alcohol, and that is the ethyl alcohol and so many other products, formic acid, further oxidation, formic acid, and all these useful products are formed by the controlled oxidation. You can also say is this oxidation, not only the controlled oxidation, you can say is catalytic oxidation, which result the formation of so many products. This is the main reactions which I have discussed here. For example, first, these all are the, you can say, substitution reactions. Substitution reactions, halogenation substitution. Nitrogen is also substituted with the hydrogen, and oxidation reaction of this. This is very useful. And third is the combustion reaction. This is all about. So these are the limited number of the chemical reaction which carried out with alkane. Physical properties are very important. First thing is that first point is that alkane molecule is non-polar. You know what is the polar? Which have the two poles, positive and negative. How it comes? When there is a electronegativity difference between the carbon and hydrogen, carbon and carbon single bond. For example, if the carbon and carbon single bond and there is no difference of electronegativity, so there is no polarity. So they are considered the non-polar molecules or weakly polar molecules. So it is because these are the non-polar molecule, it dissolved in the non-polar solvents, for example carbon. So many solvents, organic solvents, it can dissolve. And next point is very important. For example, in first points, first four alkanes are the gases. Just like the first famous gas is the methane, propane is the LPG, and next 7 to 17 liquids, and next is the solids. So first three are the, you can say, gases. For example, natural gas you can say, and propane is also the LPG, which are used in the houses also. Next is the liquids. I give the example of the petrol, kerosene oil, and next is the solid coal tar, coal, and that is used for the manufacturing. So this is a very useful thing. These are the full physical properties of these physical properties. First, they are the non-polar, and second is their strong intermolecular forces. Third is the number of carbon atoms. Boiling point depends upon the number of the carbon atom. Third is the which are the gases, which are the liquids, and which are the solids. It depends from carbon 1 to carbon 3 are the gases, carbon 5 to 17 are liquids, and other one above the 18 to 40 carbons are more the solids. Branch chain has the lower boiling points than the straight chain. If there is more branches, it leads to the lower boiling point. It's just an example of this is that if you have a long wood to burn, it needs more time. It needs more time to burn in replacement as if you have to replace it with the small woods and the bunches, it will be easily burnt. That is the example. So when the number of carbon atoms is going to be increased, boiling point is going to be increased. That is another term. And alkanes are less dense than water. Next point is the inerness of alkane. I have already told you why they show the less reactivity. Its name is the paraffin. It shows the less reactivity. Why they show less reactivity? Carbon comes single bond, tightly bond, and